In the preseason poll, which included every team in the state, the Spartans are ranked number 5. In the Class 4A poll, the Spartans are ranked number 2, only behind defending state champion Hamilton Southeastern. And finally, according to OutsideTheHuddle.net, the Spartans are the number 1 ranked team in Northeast Indiana. Needless to say, the expectations are high for the Spartan team.
Oh yeah, their expectations are all the way to the roof, and it appears the sky is the limit for this team. And they definitely can live up to those high expectations if Patterson can continue her dominance, and if the seniors can lead this group of 7 underclassmen to a great season like they had last season.
And that's going to take us to our first break of the day, but when we come back, we will take a look into what we will see from Homestead's opponent this afternoon, the Carmel Greyhounds. We'll talk about expectations at Carmel this year, so stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Lady Spartan Basketball, the Point 91 FM.
Homestead athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's at Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive, across from Zesto's. Arby's is more than roast beef with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, family owned and operated since 1977, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring the Casa Bro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Find more information at CasaRestaurants.com or by following Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports Broadcasts.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carry out by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
Moe's Southwest Grill, located at 6739 West Jefferson Boulevard next to Dunkin' Donuts Baskin Robbins. You can contact Moe's by dialing 969-MOE's, or for catering, that number is 969-EATS. Moe's specializes in southwestern food like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can contact Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
And now, let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Lady Spartan basketball, right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back live to Homestead High School for this afternoon's girls basketball matchup featuring the number 2 Homestead Lady Spartans and the number 12 Carmel Lady Greyhounds. I'm Matt Sofrank alongside Braden Carroll. Continuing on in the pregame show, and Braden, we now look to Homestead's opponent this afternoon, the Carmel Lady Greyhounds. The Greyhounds are coming off an up-and-down 2018 to 2019 season. After Carmel's head coach from the 2017 to 18 season was fired, a bunch of players transferred out to play at other schools. To make matters worse, Kevin Sweeney, who was hired to replace the previous head coach at Carmel, got injured on a family vacation during the summer and never actually ended up coaching Carmel the entire season. Instead, Aaron Trippy stepped in as the interim head coach to lead the Lady Greyhounds to a 14-11 record. All of Carmel's losses came to teams ranked in the top 25 in the state, as they were a much better team than their record indicated. And similar to Homestead, Carmel's season ended with a competitive loss to Hamilton Southeastern, losing in the sectional final.
Yeah, both teams had a common loss in the Royals, but Carmel has had the most losses when it comes to their morale. Losing 2 coaches in less than a year cannot be good for the morale of that team, but they still were able to pull out a good season and make a nice little run in the playoffs with that victory and a loss to Hamilton Southeastern. In fact, Carmel rematches Hamilton Southeastern later in this season, so we'll see if they might have some revenge up for them.
The Spartans played Carmel in the first game of the season for both teams, as Homestead was able to pull away early and hold on for a 64-43 win on November 3rd of last year. Jana Patterson led the Spartans with 17 points in her first game as a high school player. This year's game should be a lot closer, as both teams have changed a lot from the previous season, and there were some players to look out for in both teams.
Well, if you're Carmel, you need to be looking at Patterson, because she's going to be the primary force to defend, as she leads from last season in points per game and rebounds per game. Meanwhile, Homestead needs to look at Bridget Dunn. She should be the target for the Spartans, as she is capable of double-doubles. as seen from last season, she also is pretty good at averaging those points and rebounds.
And that's going to take us to our second break of the day. But when we come back, we will take a look around the conference to some of the other matchups going on today. But first, you'll get the chance to hear my sit-down with Homestead head coach Rod Parker. So stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan basketball, the Point 91 FM.
Arby's at Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zesto's. Arby's is more than roast beef with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arby's.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, family owned and operated since 1977, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring the Casa Burro Salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine in or carry out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Find more information at CasaRestaurants.com or by following Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports Broadcasts.
Welcome back to the pregame show. I'm now joined by Homestead Spartan girls basketball coach Rod Parker. And coach, we look back to last season as your team made all the way to regional final before losing to eventual state champion Hamilton Southeastern. How pleased were you with the team's performance last season?
Well, obviously I was happy with what we did last year. You never want to end until you're with a loss in the regional championship game, but it was to a good opponent in Hamilton Southeastern. But, in general, last year I thought we had a good year. We were senior led with 7 seniors, and I thought we did a nice job as the year went on, progressing and improving as the season went on.
And like you said, coming into this season, the Spartans lose 7 seniors, 3 of which were starters. With only 2 seniors on the roster this year, where did the leadership positions go to other than Sydney and Riley?
Well, obviously we have to look at Jana, who got experience last year playing, a lot of varsity minutes and being a starter. So, it's kind of those 3. And then hopefully as the year goes on, we get some leadership from Grace Sullivan, at the point guard position this year, and Amber Austin, who's going to round up our starting lineup tonight. So, we're going to have to rely on some of those juniors now to step up and as the year goes on, become leaders.
And coming into the season, once again, you've had to make adjustments to the schedule to best prepare your team for the postseason. What were some changes you made, and how pleased are you with the challenges the schedule presents your team this year?
Well, we're always trying to get the schedule as tough as we can. So we were happy to get a couple of additions and get Noblesville on the schedule, another Indianapolis school. North Central we got on the schedule was going to be very talented this year, one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the state. And then, of course, we got a couple nice out-of-state games, and getting to go back to the Classic in the country is a special thing for our kids to go over there and compete in such a special event in late January.
The Spartans returned 2 seniors in Sydney and Riley this season. What improvements have you seen in their game since last season?
Well, Sydney just has done a fantastic job, just kind of polishing her game inside and out. She's really been a big effort on getting into shape this year. So I'm really pleased with what she's done in her game in the offseason. She's very committed. And, of course, Riley, we're going to really rely on to shoot the basketball for us this year, and a great competitor and a good defender who we rely, to give us that leadership, that spark. She's kind of, last year gave us a lot of those momentum energy plays, kind of swung the tide in the game. And so we'll rely on her to do that again this year.
And losing 7 varsity players last year, the team needs a lot of players to fill that role. Who are some players that did not play varsity last season we can expect to have a large role this season?
Well, you look at Amber and Grace, the first 2 who played on the varsity team but did not play, significant roles every night. So we got to have a lot of output from them, obviously, this year. But then you're looking at kids like Maggie Kinsley, Megan Yoder, Megan Helmkamp in the junior class, and then some young kids, Molly Stock, Allison Stevens coming in as freshmen that I think are going to have to play big roles for us this year.
And what are some of the team goals this season?
Well, obviously we say all the time, we want to play hard. We've got to compete every night, and we have to improve. And if we can do those things every night and play smart basketball, play team basketball, then hopefully we'll be competitive and put ourselves in a position to win each and every night.
And looking to today's matchup, you take on the Carmel Lady Greyhounds, a team you beat 64-43 in last year's season opener. What do you know about this year's Carmel team?
Well, number one, Carmel's always going to be competitive, and they've got 2 very good players in Bridget Dunn and Aaron Clark, both big-time Division I players. So, we're going to have to start by stopping those 2 kids and not letting them have big games. Beyond that, it's kind of tough when you play them the first game of the year because we're not sure of a couple of their starters. There hasn't been any film to scout or anything like that. But, you have to expect they're going to be solid basketball players, well-coached, and a great rival for us.
And finally, Coach, what are some keys for Homestead Spartan victory?
Well, we're going to have to defend very well today. We're going to have to stay out of foul trouble. We got a couple people that we got to make sure we can keep them on the floor as much as we can, and we have to shoot it consistently today. And free throws are something I think that will be an area of emphasis all year long, maybe compared to past teams. So we're going to get to the line, and we're going to have to finish at the line. Rebounding is always going to be a big thing. But in general, the big thing I'm expecting tonight, as we've had for a long time here, is just a great effort.
All right, Coach, thanks and good luck today.
Thanks.
We'll be back with more of the Casa Ristorante pregame show leading up to tip-off of today's season opening matchup. It's Homestead and Carmel right here on your Spartan Sports Source, The Point 91 FM.
Casa Italian Restaurants, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring Fort Wayne's famous Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Online at CasaRestaurants.com. Follow Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports Broadcasts.
And now let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Lady Spartan basketball right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back live to Homestead High School for today's season opening matchup between the number 2 ranked team in Class 4A Homestead Lady Spartans and the number 12 ranked team in Class 4A Carmel Lady Greyhounds. And we're just about 5 minutes away from tip-off or so, and we're going to take a quick break for the national anthem, but be right back after that.
Homestead Athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's at Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zesto's. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring Fort Wayne's famous Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Online at CasaRestaurants.com. Follow Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports Broadcasts.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
Moe's Southwest Grill, located at 6739 West Jefferson Boulevard, next to Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin-Robbins. You can contact Moe's by calling 969-MOE's, or for catering, that number is 969-EATS. Moe's specializes in Southwestern foods like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can visit Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead athletic coverage on our station.
And now, let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Lady Spartan basketball right here on the Point 91 FM.
And welcome back live to Homestead High School for today's matchup between Homestead and Carmel. Tip-off just a few minutes away, and a big game between two teams currently ranked in the top 12 in their class. The rematch from last season's Homestead 64-43 win. And actually, we're going to take another quick break, and we're going to be right back after this.
Homestead athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's at Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zesto's. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring Fort Wayne's famous Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Online at CasaRestaurants.com. Follow Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports Broadcasts.
Homestead athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's at Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zesto's. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring Fort Wayne's famous Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Online at CasaRestaurants.com. Follow Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports Broadcasts.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
Moe's Southwest Grill, located at 6739 West Jefferson Boulevard, next to Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin-Robbins. You can contact Moe's by calling 969-MOE's, or for catering, that number is 969-EATS. Moe's specializes in southwestern foods like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can visit Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead athletic coverage on our station.
And now, let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Lady Spartan basketball right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back live to Homestead High School once again for today's season opening matchup between the number 2 ranked team in Class 4A, the Homestead Lady Spartans, and their opponent coming up to Homestead, about an hour and 45-minute drive for the Carmel Lady Greyhounds, currently ranked 12th in Class 4A. Homestead 25-4 last season overall in the regular season. Carmel 14-11 in the regular season. And let's get into some starting lineups quickly. For the Homestead Spartans, it'll be Grace Sullivan at the point guard, the 5'6" junior. Only averaged about 1.4 points per game, but with 7 seniors on the roster last year, she didn't get a ton of playing time, but I expect her to have a big year this season. The shooting guard position, Briley Parker, one of 2 seniors for the Spartans, averaged 8 points per game last year for Homestead. Led the team in 3-pointers made with 49. Actually had 2 games of 20-plus points and 10 games of scoring 10 or more, so she didn't start, but she still had a big role off the bench last season. At the 3, it'll be Sydney Graber, the other senior on this Homestead roster. She averaged 10.1 points per game last season. Led the team with 1.8 steals per game. Jana Patterson will be at the power forward position, nearly 13 points per game. Led the team in that category, along with averaging just about 8 rebounds per game, nearly 2 blocks per game, leading the team in all those categories. And finally, rounding out the starting 5 for the Spartans, it'll be Amber Austin. Only averaged 2.3 points per game last season. Similar to Grace Sullivan, didn't get a ton of playing time due to how many seniors there were last year, but I expect her to have a big season as well for Homestead. And now for Carmel, it'll be Bridget Dunn, leads the team in points, rebounds, steals, field goals made, three-point percentage, and free throw percentage. So she's probably the one key player for this Carmel team to watch out for. Fatima Valiente did not actually play on varsity last year for Carmel. She'll be starting. Riley Pennington, only 2.1 points per game last season for the Greyhounds. Kate Clark, another starter, and Hannah Lack, another player that didn't get any starting time. Didn't play varsity at all last year for the Spartans, and we're just about ready for tip-off. It'll be Patterson to jump for the Spartans, and Bridget Dunn to jump for the Greyhounds. Dunn, 6'2", Patterson, 6'3". And ball is up, controlled, actually knocked away, controlled by Carmel. Wild shot thrown up, rebound goes to Riley Parker, over to Graber. Crosses the court, drives, baseline, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound goes to Carmel. That's Pennington. Carmel corrals it, 0-0, 7:43 to go in the first quarter. Valiente now with it for the Greyhounds. Throws it down low for Dunn. Stolen away by Patterson. Patterson crosses the court for the Spartans. Drives in the paint, and a travel called on Patterson to start the game. So 0-0 between Homestead and Carmel, 7:31 to go in the first quarter.
That was a quick start to the game. They seem to have the jitters with a lot of missed shots, but it's getting interesting.
Valiente brings the ball up for Carmel. Gets it back from her teammate. Now passes to Dunn. Top of the key. Left side now for Lack. Top of the key, 3 by Clark. In and out. No good. Rebound goes to Sullivan for the Spartans. She pushes it across the court. Bounce pass to Graber on the left side. Spin move. Shot up, and it's good. The first points of the season go to Sydney Graber, one of 2 seniors on this Homestead roster. Homestead leads 2-0, 7:02 to go in the first quarter. Carmel with the ball. Once again, Lack has it on the left side. Still with it, looking for a teammate. Passes it at the Homestead logo to Clark. Right side now for Valiente. Picks up her dribble, guarded closely by Riley Parker. Nearly an over and back, deflected. Clark has it, drives inside, kicks it out. Left wing 3 for Carmel, no good. It's knocked out of bounds, and it'll be Homestead ball. The Spartans lead 2-0. 6:40 to go in the first quarter.
I love the tempo of both of these teams. They're going really fast, and they're going really ready.
Graber inbounds it to Sullivan. Takes the ball up the court for the Spartans, who lead 2-0, 6:35 to go in the first quarter. First game of the season for both teams. Parker bounce past it. Austin top of the key over to Sullivan right side. Bounce pass to Graber, and a travel called. So another turnover on the Spartans. It'll be Carmel ball.
Speaking of that tempo, it seems like they may be going a little too fast. We have a couple travels to start off the game.
Yeah, very fast pace for both teams. Homestead leads 2-0, 6:27 to go in the first quarter. Homestead ranked 2 in the state, Carmel 12th. Clark has it, left side, guarded very closely by Graber, knocked away by Graber. It was tipped out of bounds. It'll still be Carmel ball. So Spartans still up 2-0, 6:15 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Spartans are really hungry for those steals. They seem to be trying to pick the ball a lot. Hopefully we don't get any reach-in fouls.
Actually, it is Homestead ball. I guess it was knocked out by Carmel. So Graber inbounds to Grace Sullivan, a junior for the Spartans. Over to Parker on the left side. Austin top of the key, passes over to Sullivan. Bounce pass to Graber underneath the basket. Shot no good. Rebound goes to Parker, and it's good. The offensive rebound by Riley Parker. She scores underneath the basket as the Spartans lead 4-0. 5:57 to go in the first quarter. Carmel now with it on the right side. Clark drives inside. Nice shot under the basket. No good. Rebound fought for on the ground, and they call it jump ball. Crazy sequence, and it looks like Homestead will get possession.
Yeah, Carmel's shots seem to be hitting the backboard a lot. They need to start focusing on getting those basketballs into the bucket. Seem to be speeding up a little too fast.
Parker and Graber each with 2 for the Spartans. They lead 4-0, 5:44 to go in the first quarter. Sullivan over to Patterson on the right side beyond the arc. Patterson looks for Austin down low, backing down the defender, puts up a shot, no good. Defensive rebound goes to Carmel. That is Pennington with it, now passes it over to Valiente, crosses the timeline. Spin move on Sullivan. Passes inside, knocked away. Another steal for the Spartans. Riley Parker has it on the other end. Shot up. It's good. Homestead takes the 6-0 lead over Carmel. 5:18 to go in the first quarter. Riley Parker already with 4 points for the Spartans. Carmel looking for an answer. Homestead has dominated this game so far. Lack has it on the right side, guarded closely by Riley Parker. Picks up her dribble, can't find anyone. Bounce pass nearly stolen. Sullivan guarding closely on the right baseline. Foul called, looks like on Grace Sullivan, the first foul of the game for either team at their first.
Carmel's been playing a little sloppy right now. They have those missed shots, and they're allowing Homestead to take that ball from them with already 2 steals.
And Brooklyn Edwards comes in for Fatima. Valiente for Carmel. Homestead still with their starting 5 out there. Carmel ball underneath their own basket, knocked away by Austin. Homestead looking very good early on. A lot of deflections, a lot of steals. Carmel, a very shaky start as Homestead leads 6-0, 4:59 to go in the first quarter. Still Carmel ball. Looking to inbound, they get it into Clark. Shot is up, and she banks it in from the corner. You don't see that a lot, but Kate Clark scores the first points for Carmel. Homestead still leads 6-3, 4:48 to go in the first quarter. Spartan ball now. Sullivan has it beyond the arc. Looks for a teammate, passes to Patterson on the left wing. To Graber underneath the basket. Shot no good. Back to Austin, top of the key. Patterson now is on the left side. Between her legs, jump shot. That's an air ball. Nearly saved, but it goes out of bounds. Parker not able to save it for the Spartans, so Homestead leads 6-3, 4:30 to go in the first quarter.
That was a very surprising mistake by Patterson. She'll be able to bounce back from that, though.
Patterson once scored 28 points last season against Northrop. She's been known to be a great scorer last season for the Spartans. Carmel has it. Down 6-3, 4:17 to go in the first quarter. Clark has it on the left side, guarded by Graber. Passes down low, nearly stolen. Shot is up. It's blocked by Amber Austin. Homestead has the ball. Parker, a dangerous pass, stolen back by Carmel. Clark on the other end. Parker tries to take the charge, but Carmel gets the offensive rebound back beyond the arc, and as Edwards passes over to Clark now on the left side. Back over to Lack. Deep 2-point shot and bullseye! Carmel makes it a 1-point game, 6-5, the Spartans lead. 3:47 to go in the first quarter. Patterson takes it up the court for Homestead. Drives inside the paint, lost the ball, and it looks like an offensive foul is called on Jana Patterson. Very surprising. And it looks like Molly Stock, a freshman, checks in for the Spartans. Patterson checks out. You don't want to get into foul trouble early on in this one. Probably the most important player for this Homestead team. So a freshman out on the court for the Spartans now. Molly Stock. Homestead leads 6-5, 3:36 to go in the first quarter. Carmel ball, they have it on the right side. Drives baseline. Clark layup, no good. Ball tipped around. Rebound goes to the Spartans. A defensive rebound. Graber hands it over to Sullivan. Cross-court pass for Parker in the left corner. Parker thought about the shot. Dangerous pass stolen once again by Carmel. That was Edwards. Takes it across the timeline. Looks for a teammate. Can't find anyone. Throws it underneath the basket. That's done. Shot is good. So Carmel, a 7-0 run after they were down 6-0. It's now Carmel 7, Homestead 6, 3:05 to go in the first quarter. Spartan ball, Parker with it on the left corner. Bounce pass underneath the Graber. Underneath the basket. Puts up a shot. It's deflected. It's blocked away. That was done. Takes it across the court for the Carmel Greyhounds. Passes to her teammate Lack. In the left corner now. Back to Dunn. Deep three-pointer. No good. Bounced left off the iron, and it'll be Homestead ball, and Patterson actually going to check back in. It looks like Amber Austin will come off the bench. So Patterson back in, does have that one foul.
Yeah, Carmel looked like they were starting off like they were a little sloppy, a lot of turnovers, but they've turned it completely around, and now Homestead has a lot of turnovers.
This game being played at Homestead. The Spartans went 11-0 at home last season. Stock with the freshman to Graber, top of the key. Can't find Patterson down low. Over to Sullivan, right side. Tries to find someone. Drives inside herself, puts up a right-handed shot. Lay-in, it's good. Grace Sullivan scores for the Spartans to retake the lead. 8-7. Homestead leads 2:20 to go in the first quarter. Carmel with the ball. It's Gill who just checked in for the Greyhounds on the right side. Back to Dunn, top of the key, left side for Edwards. Guarded closely by Grace Sullivan. Carmel slowing it down a little bit. They trail by a point. 8-7, 2 minutes to go. Homestead leads in the first quarter. Bounce pass underneath the basket. Shot is no good by Carmel. And a foul called on the Greyhounds. That's their first team foul. That's Kiara Gill, the 5'4" senior guard. Only averaged 2.9 points per game last season. Did not start for this team, but Spartan ball once again. They lead 8-7, 1:50 to go in the first quarter. Stock has it on the right side. Graber, top of the key, takes a three. No good. Ball knocked around. Says it. Maybe a foul is called. Another foul on Kiara Gill. That's her second, so she comes off the bench. 2 quick fouls called on her. She'll definitely come out of the game. Looks like Pennington comes back in for Carmel. Homestead ball underneath their own basket. Sullivan set to inbound. Homestead leads 8-7, 1:42 to go in the first quarter. Sullivan finds Parker. Wide open three. And boom goes the dynamite. Riley Parker knocks down the three-pointer. Homestead leads 11-7, 1:34 to go in the first quarter. Carmel on the other end. Shot up, and it's good. And a foul. So Riley Pennington scores underneath the basket, and a foul is called on the Homestead Spartans.
Man, both teams are really using the inside to get these points and to draw these fouls. It's been very impressive to watch them go into the paint.
Foul on Riley Parker, first of the game. It's Pennington at the line. Free throw, no good. Rebound goes to Patterson for the Spartans. Sullivan wants to push it for Homestead. Homestead leads by 2, 11-9, 1:26 to go in the first quarter. Sullivan over to Parker. Another three in the left corner. No good. Rebound fought for. It'll be Carmel ball. Well, Riley Parker, no surprise to see her heat up from beyond the arc. The best three-point shooter on this Homestead team from last season. Carmel ball. It'll be Clark who takes it up. They trail by 2, 1:14 to go in the first quarter. Clark drives underneath the basket. A left-handed Shot is up and good. So Carmel ties it up at 11 apiece, 1:06 to go in the first quarter. Parker now with it on the left side for the Spartans, over to Sullivan in the left corner. Gets a screen from Graber, drives inside the paint, kicks it out for Stock. Parker, top of the key, drives inside, bounce pass out to Graber. Thought about the three, now takes it back out. Ball knocked around, Sullivan recovers it for the Spartans, drives in the paint, bounce pass to Patterson. She lost it, has it underneath the basket now, and a foul called on Carmel. So Patterson able to draw the foul. It's 11-11. Homestead and Carmel tied, 46 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Patterson is using her height and her strength to draw these fouls and to be very powerful inside. You should expect a lot more than this.
Riley Parker with 7 early points for the Spartans. And Patterson at the line. Free throw is good. Only shot 58% from the line last season. I believe that's Patterson's first point of the season. Averaged about 13 points per game last season for the Spartans. Patterson, second free throw. It's also good. So Patterson 2 of 2 to start the season at the line. It's always a good sight for Homestead. The Spartans lead 13-11, 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Carmel ball. It's Clark who has it. Passes over. A deep three from Black. That's good. She splashes it. Carmel retakes the lead. What a back and forth game it's been in this first quarter. Sullivan takes it across the court for the Spartans, who are down by a point. 24 seconds to go in the first quarter. 14-13, Carmel leads. Sullivan now has it on the left side. Picks up a dribble, guarded closely by Clark. Cross-court pass for Graber. Fake move, drives inside, puts up a shot, no good. Offensive rebound to Graber, puts up a shot. Foul is called. Looks like that'll be Brooklyn Edwards. Actually, Riley Pennington picked up the foul, rather. That was her first. So Sydney Graber now at the line for the Spartans. She 72% last season, pretty good. Graber with 2 early points in this one, can add some more. First free throw, no good. Maggie Kinsley, a sophomore, checks in for Jana Patterson. Kinsley did not play varsity last year. Only 5 players on this Homestead team even played a single varsity minute last year. 7 seniors graduated from this Homestead team. Still one of the best in the state. Graber's second free throw drills that one. It's tied up 14 apiece. 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Carmel likely to take the last shot. Clark has it, drives inside the lane, puts up an easy, wide-open layup, and it's good. Carmel retakes the lead, 1-0, and Homestead doesn't get a shot off as they trail 16-14 after the first quarter. What a back-and-forth first quarter. Homestead, they opened up with a 6-0 lead, then Carmel responded with a 7-0 run of their own. It's been pretty much back and forth the entire way. What an exciting game.
Oh yeah, everything's been clicking so far. The offense, the defense, the offense is able to shoot inside with great strength and great height, and the perimeter seems to be working with their shooting. It's just been an exciting game to watch.
So Homestead trail by 2, 16-14 after the first quarter. The Spartans favorites in this one. They're ranked second in Class 4A. Carmel ranked 12th. Last season, when these teams played, Homestead destroyed Carmel 64-43. That one was at Carmel. But this one, obviously, at Homestead. I mentioned Homestead went 11-0 at home last season. Carmel 7-5 on the road, but pretty much every team they played is a top 25 team in the state. So a very tough schedule for Carmel, and these teams have a chance to meet up in regionals later on in the season. Probably, well, Homestead, they're one of the best teams in the state. Then you have Hamilton Southeastern, defending state champion, then Northwestern, the defending state champion in 3A, moved up to 4A due to success. So now you have 2 state champions in the same regional, and Homestead's in that regional. And don't forget about Southside as well in Homestead's sectional. So if Homestead wants to make it far in the postseason, they got to go through quite a bit of good teams. Carmel, they look pretty good early on, much better from last season when these teams played. Clark has it. Start of the second quarter, Carmel leads 16-14. 7:52 to go in the second. Clark spin move on Kinsley, shot up, no good. Rebound goes to Amber Austin for the Spartans. Ball fought for. Austin throws it over to Sullivan. Picks up the court. Guarded closely by Clark. Sullivan about 5'4", and Clark 6'1". Height disadvantage for the Spartans now. Patterson has it left wing. Kinsley top of the key, over to Sullivan on the right side. Bounce pass underneath to Patterson, puts up a shot, it's good! Patterson scores for the Spartans to tie it up. 16-16, 7:23 to go in the second quarter. It's Patterson now with 4 points in this one for the Spartans. 3 ball, no good by Carmel. Offensive rebound, saved. Stolen by Riley Parker for the Spartans. Wide open layup, and it's good. Riley Parker with 9 early points in this one for the Spartans. Came off the bench last season. Half the team's points at this point right now. Homestead leads 18-16. 6:58 to go in the second quarter. Carmel with the ball. Clark has it top of the key. Left side. Now for Lack. Edwards has it at the Spartan logo. Maybe try to slow it down a bit for the Greyhounds. Neither of these teams have played a game up to this point. Both 0-0 on the season. Down low for Carmel. Knocked away. Stolen. Actually, it was tipped away by Patterson and Austin. Jump ball called as Sidney Graber checks back in for the Spartans. Valiente checks in for Carmel. So Grace Sullivan takes a seat on the bench, but Riley Parker, 9 early points in this one for the Spartans.
Both these teams are playing with a lot of authority. Their defense is very aggressive. They're trying to get those charges. They're trying to get everything they can to stop these teams in the paint.
And Patterson takes the ball up the court now. Not really a point guard, but with Sullivan out, she takes it up the court. Screen by Austin, still beyond the arc. Patterson picks up a dribble, throws it over to Graber, top of the key. Gets a screen from Amber Austin. Graber, 1-2 seniors on the roster. On the baseline, can't find anyone, finds Parker. Top of the key now, Homestead leads 18-16. 6:10 to go in the second quarter. Patterson now with it, beyond the arc on the right side. Over to Amber Austin, back to Parker, left corner. Graber, top of the key, takes the three. No good, too strong off the back of the iron. Rebound goes to the Carmel Greyhounds, and Edwards wants to push it. Beyond the arc. Knocked away by Graber, but Edwards recovers it for Carmel. Left corner, Valiente drives in, throws up a one-handed shot, no good. Ball fought for, and actually Carmel gets the offensive rebound. And Edwards, it's swatted by Riley Parker. Carmel still with it. Edwards now in the right corner. Takes it back out to Valiente, top of the key, guarded by Kinsley. Right corner for Lack, 3-ball, no good. Patterson skies and grabs the rebound. Patterson pushes it up the court. Wide open, Riley Parker in the left corner, no good. Nearly fell, but just couldn't quite go in. Carmel with the defensive rebound, and Lack has it in the left corner. Back up to Dunn, thought about the three, passes it back out to Pennington. Lack has it again, can't find anyone, and that's a travel called on Carmel. So Homestead leads 18-16, 5:11 to go in the second quarter.
And that's yet another travel. These defenses are getting into the offensive head. I think that's 3 travels by both teams overall. Not a great start when it comes to that.
Yeah, Homestead last season averaged 11 turnovers per game, and Carmel 16.4 turnovers per game. So both teams turn the ball over quite a bit. Homestead has it. Patterson takes a mid-range jump shot. No good. Defensive rebound goes to Lack for the Carmel Greyhounds as they trail by 2. 18-16. The Spartans lead. 4:55 to go in the second quarter. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll still be Carmel balls. Grace Sullivan set to check in for the Spartans. Looks like Kinsley goes back out. Sits to the bench for Homestead.
Grace Sullivan hoping to continue her strong start to this game. She has 2 points so far in about 2 minutes, so she's hoping to continue what she left off with.
Carmel with the ball. That is Lack, who has the top of the key, can't find anyone, hands it over to Edwards. Wants to slow it down now. Back and forth game pretty much the entire way. Homestead started out hot, and then Carmel responded. Dunn has it. Left side for Edwards, guarded by Riley Parker. 3-pointer, top of the key, that's off the left side of the rim, and the Spartans recover it. Sullivan looks for a teammate, can't find anyone. Beyond the arc now for Sullivan. The Spartans have it, they lead 18-16, 4:24 to go in the second quarter. And ball stolen away by Carmel. Looks like a foul is called. That's Riley Parker, I believe. That's her second personal foul. Riley Parker with half the team's points right now, 9. She's played very well in this one, and it looks like Molly Stock, the 5'7" freshman guard, checks in for the Spartans. Riley Parker heads to the bench.
For the past couple of minutes, the Carmel perimeter game has not been that strong.
Clark with it for the Greyhounds. Drives inside, throws up a shot, and gets it to go. Another nice shot by Kate Clark. I believe she now has 9 points for Carmel. Sullivan over to Patterson on the left side. Game is now tied 18-18, under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Sullivan has it on the right side. Goes between her legs. Stock top of the key. Over to Graber. Left side 3-pointer. It's good! Sydney Graber gives the Spartans a 3-point lead. It's 21-18, 3:43 to go in the second quarter. Homestead been able to knock down quite a few outside shots in this one. Carmel has the ball. They trail by 3. Lack gets a screen from her teammate back out to Edwards. Carmel with it. That's Valiente. Over to Lack, right side. Carmel beyond the arc. Edwards has it in the right corner, guarded by Sullivan. Clark has it on the right side. Takes a 3-pointer. That's no good. Ball tipped around, and it stays with Carmel.
They keep pushing that perimeter game, but it's just not working. They've missed about the past 4 perimeter shots. They need to focus on going inside.
Carmel inbounds it. Ball knocked away. It'll stay Carmel's ball. Sydney Graber with 6 points for the Spartans. Patterson has 4. Riley Parker has 9, and Grace Sullivan 2. Homestead leads 21-18, 3:12 to go in the second quarter. Carmel inbounds the ball on the sideline. Carmel really slowing it down. Homestead playing with a faster pace, it seems. Looks like Clark has it. She's been handling the ball quite a bit in this one. It's over to Dunn. Ball knocked away once again, so Homestead very aggressive in this one. A lot of deflections, a lot of times the ball is flown out of bounds. Carmel set to inbound. Edwards inbounds it to Clark. 2:56 to go in the second quarter. Homestead leads 21-18. It's probably going to be a close one the entire way. Clark, a 3, top of the key. That's no good. She's missed quite a few threes in this one. Patterson with the ball for the Spartans on the other end. Layup no good. Shot by Graber. Looks like she drew a foul. So Patterson not able to finish on one end for the Spartans. And it looks like Hannah Latch with the foul. That was her first personal. Sydney Graber at the line once again for the Spartans.
Now, Patterson has had an uncharacteristic tough game in the inside in the paint.
First free throw, no good by Graber. That's 2 misses at the line early on in this one. Still does have 6 points. And Graber last season had 19 games. She scored 10 or more points, 5 games of 10 or more rebounds. Very good all-around player for the Spartans. Graber's second free throw was good. So Sydney Graber now with 7 points for the Spartans, but Riley Parker leads the Spartans with 9 points. It's now 22-18. Homestead leads 2.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Carmel has the ball. It's done. Gives it back to Edwards. Over to Valiente on the right side. Throws up a shot. Travel called, so another turnover on Carmel, and Megan Yoder checks in for Molly Stock for the Spartans.
Homestead just continues to have to be able to stop this Carmel offense with a lot of turnovers, forcing travels, picking the ball. It's been very impressive.
Yeah, Homestead, they look pretty good early on, but still only a 4-point game. Homestead leads Carmel 22-18, 2:16 to go in the second quarter. Yoder has it and loses it out of bounds. A turnover on the Spartans, and it'll be Carmel ball. This game very back and forth. Homestead ranked 2nd in Class 4A. Carmel ranked 12th. These teams have a very good chance at meeting later in the postseason. Ball knocked away by Graber, and it'll stay Carmel ball. So Kiara Gill checks in as Bridget Dunn, the team's leading scorer, returning leading scorer, checks out for Carmel. Greyhound ball, Gill has it, who just checked in. Passes over to her teammate Pennington. A 3-pointer by Latch. No good. Defensive rebound goes to Patterson for the Spartans. Homestead leads by 4. 1:52 to go in the second quarter. 22-18 is the score. Patterson hands it off to Sullivan. Calls out a play for the Spartan offense. Yoder has it on the left side. Looks for a teammate, finds Austin. Sullivan now on the right side. Tries to find Patterson down low. Graber, top of the key, 3. That's no good, too strong. Rebound goes to Carmel. That was Latch. Latch with it, gives it over to Edwards. Pump fake, drives inside, tries to find a teammate. Dangerous pass, thrown around. Wide open 3 by Clark, and that's good. She drains it to make it a 1-point game, 22-21. Homestead leads over Carmel. 1:16 to go in the second quarter. Sullivan has it. Over to Graber in the right corner. Fakes a 3, drives inside, takes it back out. Foul called on Carmel. So Graber goes to the ground. Looks like it was Brooklyn Edwards. The foul's on. That was her first personal. Homestead leads 22-21, 1:07 to go in the second quarter. It'll be Homestead ball. Patterson to inbound to Sullivan. Homestead, they could wait for the last shot. Still a minute left in this first half, though. lead by 1. Sullivan on the left side, can't find a teammate. Dangerous pass to Austin. Graber has it, drives inside the paint, puts up a shot, no good, no foul call. Graber recovers it, puts up another shot, and it's stripped away, stolen by the Greyhounds. That was Latch. Picks up a dribble. 43 seconds to go. Wide open 3 by Edwards. That's good. Carmel takes the lead. 24-22. 36 seconds to go in the first half. Sullivan takes it up the court for the Spartans. 27 seconds left. Spartans likely going to hold for the final shot, you think. Instead, Sullivan drives in, puts up a one-handed shot, and it's good. Game is tied 24-24. 18 seconds to go in the second quarter. Carmel has the ball. 10 seconds to go. Passes to the ref, and it goes out of bounds to Homestead. Some points here in what probably should be the final possession of the half. That'd be good.
Yeah, they should hold for the last shot, not allow Homestead to not allow Carmel to go into the half with the lead.
Looks like Megan Yoder checks out for the Spartans. Homestead ball, 7.9 seconds to go in the second quarter. It's tied 24-24. Patterson takes the inbound from Sullivan. Down to 5 seconds to go. 4. Patterson drives inside, puts up a shot. No foul called. No good. Puts up a shot at the buzzer. That's also no good. So Homestead can't score, can't capitalize on the last possession, and it's tied 24-24 between Homestead and Carmel. And we're going to take a quick break, and you're going to get a chance to hear Ashton Hackman's interview with Homestead head coach Rod Parker.
It's halftime between the Spartans and Chargers at Dave Walters Memorial Stadium, and now it's time for another episode of Inside Homestead Athletics. Each week you'll get details of all sports teams and players representing Homestead High School. And now here's this week's Inside Homestead Athletics with your co-hosts Carson Clymer and Ashton Hackman.
I'm Carson Clymer. This week on Inside Homestead Athletics, you'll get caught up with Spartan sports news, and we'll have an in-depth discussion with girls basketball coach Rod Parker, who enters his 19th season at the helm with the basketball program. But first, let's take a look around the week it was for Homestead High School's athletic teams, for teams still in postseason play through last weekend. Both cross-country teams competed at state last weekend in Terre Haute. The boys team finished off their year with a 6th place finish, their highest in school history, and the girls finished 9th, with senior Julia Dvorak placing 12th and sophomore Mia Faber coming in at 21st place. Congratulations to both programs on their successful seasons. And now here's Ashton Hackman, who recently caught up with girls basketball coach Rod Parker to talk about his career as the head coach of one of the premier programs in the state, as well as look at this year's team now that the season is officially here.
Thanks, Carson. This week on Inside Homestead Athletics, I sat down with Homestead girls basketball head coach Rod Parker to talk about the success of the basketball programs here at Homestead and the expectations for the girls team this year as they gear up for their first season game against Carmel. Around the state, many people would consider Homestead as one of the premier girls basketball programs in the state, but it wasn't always that way. Take me back 10 seasons ago. After your first 8 seasons here at Homestead, you were only one game over 500. What sparked the change in the culture at Homestead to make you one of the most successful teams in the state these last 10 years?
Well, when you take over a program 19 years ago, hard to believe it's been that long, but there was just a lot of turmoil in the girls basketball program here at Homestead. I think they'd have 4 coaches in 5 years and just not a lot of consistency. So I think one of the big things that changed that we probably saw 10 years ago was just the consistency that we were putting into our feeder programs, our younger kids, the kids in the program. We just finally started seeing the positive outcomes of that hard work.
The success you've had here is something that any school would wish for. A state championship, another trip to Indy, regional titles, countless conference regular season and tournament championships. Are those things you thought were attainable once you took the job 18 years ago?
Yeah, when we started this whole thing at Homestead and I took things over, you have to dream big. I mean, I think if you're a true competitor as a coach or a player, you have to have high goals and you really have to work hard to get after them. So I probably go back 17 years ago and you dream of having a state championship, and at that point in time, you probably thought, wow, we're a long way away and things have to change a little bit. But, as we continue on the journey and it got to a point, as you said, probably 7-8 years ago, we started to realize we had something kind of being put in place where we could compete with anybody in the state. And, we've been able to kind of build that and sustain that the last decade.
How would you define the state of Homestead girls basketball as it stands today? Have you seen a change in the community in terms of support?
Healthy, I guess, is a good way. I think that the program right now is very balanced. We've got kids from all classes. It's very young. We have a lot of young kids that are coming in that are able to contribute. So I think it's balanced. I think it's healthy, and I think it's something that we're going to continue to put a good product out each and every night we play.
With all the success, do you feel pressured to make it down to state every year, or is that something you've kind of gotten used to?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit. The big thing is when you start to have success, as we've had, and you start to win, there are high expectations. And we talk about those with our team a lot because, we can go out and win a game by 10 or 12 points and do a lot of positive things. But some of the community members are like, oh, we didn't play very well, or didn't maybe, win by 25 or whatever it may be. And that can be hard on the players sometimes because they have to be very strong within themselves and within our team framework and unity because there's a lot of critics out there when you start to have success. And so it's something we have to talk about, and I think the mental component of that is probably as challenging as the physical component of it.
Most high school coaches say it is their goal to develop a youth basketball league in the district the high school is in, obviously to help mold players before they get to the high school level. Where would you say the youth league is at today compared to its first few years in existence?
Tremendously. And when I took over 18 years ago, we had an 8th grade team that we kind of worked with in the feeder program. And then next year we went to 7th and 6th, and we kept working our way down. And now we have kids, playing in 2nd and 3rd grade that we know who they are and their names and how they're developing through the program. So it's big. I mean, kids, have an opportunity at a young age now to play. There's lots of opportunities competitively, also to work on their skills. And we kind of, as you said, have a product right now where those kids that really want to play basketball, they have to work hard to be a part of something here, and they want to be a part of that. So we see kids coming in as freshmen who are pretty experienced right now in the game of basketball.
After a 25-win campaign last year, the program graduated 7 seniors from a team that lost to the eventual state champion in the regional championship game. We can look at the most successful teams in the last 10 years, and the one common denominator is the senior leadership on those teams. This year, you only returned 2 seniors. Can you talk about the leadership this year, and is this a role you will have to have more to do with, or can underclassmen step up as well?
Well, we're fortunate that 2 seniors we have are very good this year in the leadership category. Riley and Sydney are doing a great job. They've really embraced that opportunity to come in and be a leader. And so they're really doing a great job with it. I think our biggest right now just challenge, struggle early in the year is just having so many new faces, getting the continuity, the togetherness down, I guess, chemistry. Not necessarily off the court, because I think we're very strong there, but just on the court, just playing together and learning how each other plays so that we can be as strong as we can be as an individual unit. But that's something that's it's a process, and it's something that I really look forward to this year. I look forward to going in, and even as we enter our first game this Saturday versus Carmel, I think we're going to be a much different team come January than we are in November, and it'll be fun to see that growth.
You've had a Miss Basketball, Indiana All-Stars, All-State players, Division I scholarship players, pretty much every individual award a player can obtain. You've seen it all, but there's something different about the level of talent sophomore Jana Patterson possesses. What makes her so different from any player you've ever coached?
Jana is a physical talent unlike anything I've seen, on the girls' side of basketball here at Homestead High School. And in fact, really in all my years coaching in high school, I've probably only seen 1 or 2 other players that kind of are on the same level athletically as Jana. So not only is she gifted that way, she's a hard worker and wants to be as good as she can be in the game of basketball. A great person. And I think that one of the biggest things that people don't give Jana credit for, who don't know her, is she's just a basketball player who wants to win. And I really respect that with Jana, that she comes in with all her great talents. And in her mind, it's not about Jana. It's about Homestead. It's about competing. It's about winning. And her individual talents and so on and accolades will take care of themselves.
Senior Sydney Graber has been getting significant minutes at the varsity level since her freshman year, where she even pulled down 7 rebounds in the state championship game. Quietly, she's having one of the greatest careers in Homestead history. Can you talk about Sydney's significance to the program and your expectations for her this senior season?
Sydney Graber is a very good basketball player, and Sydney Graber, came in and was able to play significant minutes on our state title team in 2017, and it's been really enjoyable to watch her grow as a player over the course of her 4 years. She's put a lot of time in the gym. She works very hard at her craft. She wants to be as good as she can be. She loves the competition and to win. So, anything and everything Sydney accomplished this year as an individual or as a team, she definitely deserves. But the nice thing about Sydney is, as I mentioned a little bit ago, when you play your Homestead, it really is about Homestead. And what they realize is they do their job here. They may give up a few individual awards or something like that, or accolades as far as points scored, but they get the recognition, the satisfaction of winning, and ultimately that's what they're remembered for.
A lot of coaches have kids who eventually play the sport, but not many get the chance to coach them at the high level like varsity basketball. You've got to coach your daughter Madison and are already in your final year with Riley. Have you gotten a chance to reflect on how special those moments are?
Yeah, especially probably with Madison, because she's playing in college right now, so you do a little bit more reflection on that, is where Riley's, in the heat of the moment right now with me every day. But it's been a very rewarding experience. As a parent, whenever you can be involved in what your children are doing, it's special in the avenue. But for me to be able to do it in a game such as basketball that's, been so great to our family and something that I thoroughly enjoy and they enjoy, that common thread, it's been great. We've enjoyed some fabulous experiences. Obviously not only in high school basketball, which has been fantastic here at Homestead, but then also just in the whole AAU and the growing up in our feeder program in the middle schools here in Southwest Allen County, that it's just been a very rewarding experience.
All right, thank you, Coach. Now let's send it back to Carson Clymer to wrap up this week's Inside Homestead Athletics.
Thanks, Ashton. That wraps up this edition of Inside Homestead Athletics. For Ashton Hackman, I'm Carson Clymer. We'll send you back out for more of the halftime show right after this. This has been a presentation of Homestead Athletics in the Point 91 FM.
And now, let's head back out to the stadium for more Homestead Spartan football, right here on the Point 91 FM.
In the second half, about to start between Homestead and Carmel. Girls basketball season opener, Homestead ranked second in the state, Carmel ranked 12th, 24-24. Start the second half, some leading scores. Riley Parker had 9 for the Spartans. Sydney Graber had 7. Grace Sullivan had 4. And Jana Patterson had 4. So no one off the bench scoring for the Spartans. And Kate Clark led Carmel with 12 of the team's 24 points in the first half. So Carmel with the ball to start it, the third quarter. And Dunn has it, gives it over to Latch. Valiente has it. Right corner 3, that's no good. That was Clark who took it. Defensive rebound goes to the Spartans, and Parker has it. Homestead and Carmel tied 24-24, 7:36 to go in the third quarter. Parker has it. Bounce pass to Amber Austin. Over to Selwyn on the left side. Can't find anyone. Graber takes another three-pointer. Top of the key, that's no good. Graber's had a lot of good looks this game. Haven't been able to knock down too many of them. And Carmel on the other end of the court, and shot is up, and a foul called on the Homestead Spartans as Clark found her teammate Pennington underneath the basket. Looks like Kinsley's about to check back in for the Spartans. So Amber Austin picks up the foul for the Spartans, their first of the game. So it's Pennington at the line, about a 77% free throw shooter. Last season, a banks that one in, so Kinsley checks in for the Spartans. Amber Austin comes out with that one personal foul. Riley Parker does have 2 personal fouls for the Spartans. I believe everyone else just has 1. Second free throw coming. So Carmel leads 25-24. Second free throw on the way for Pennington. That's no good. Ball knocked around and Homestead recovers. They lead by a point. 7:15 to go in the third quarter. 25-24. Sullivan calls out a play top of the key. Over to Graber on the left side. Can't find Kinsley. Patterson. Sullivan now on the right side. Pass to Parker, top of the key 3. That's no good, and Patterson's knocked down by a Carmel player. Gets back up, but Parker's three-pointer was a little bit off as Carmel recovers and will have possession. The Greyhounds lead 25-24, 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. As Clark takes a three-pointer, top of the key, in and out. Patterson can't grab the rebound, but Graber does for the Spartans. Now Sullivan has it across half court. Nearly stolen away, calls out another play. Is Sullivan. Over to Graber on the left side. Now Graber tells Patterson she wants the ball nearly and over and back by the Spartans. Sullivan now with it once again. Parker on the right side for Homestead. Bounce pass to Kinsley. Over to Graber on the left side. 25-24, Carmel leads, 6:26 to go in the third quarter. 2 top 12 teams in the state in the season opener for both teams. Kingsley thought about the three, over to Parker, drives inside. Layup no good, rebound goes to Carmel. That was Pennington who grabbed it. Gives it over to Valiente. Has not scored in this one for the Greyhounds. Carmel leads by a point, 25-24, 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Underneath the basket, pass wide open, shot wild, no good, recovered by Carmel. Three-pointer by the Greyhounds, that's off the mark as Kate Clark misses yet another three-pointer. Sullivan has it, takes it back out for the Spartans. Mid-range jump shot, that's no good, rebound goes to Patterson, offensive board, and scores. So Patterson now with 6 points in this one, had 4 points in the first half. Homestead now takes a 1-point lead, 26-25, 5:31 to go in the third quarter. Carmel ball once again. Valiente handles it for the Greyhounds. This is the Carmel team that went 14-11 last year. Homestead 25-4. First game of the season for both teams. Carmel in the paint, puts up a shot that's no good. Offensive rebound goes to Dunn. Shot no good, rebound knocked around. And who has it? It's on the ground. They say that it's Homestead ball.
Man, Carmel's shots on the inside seem to be a little sloppy. Most of them aren't even hitting the hoop. It's just a lot of air balls and a lot of shots on the backboard. They need to improve on that soon.
It's Hannah Latch, second personal foul. So it looks like we have a sub. Actually, Valiente is the one that goes to the bench for the Greyhounds. Bit of a miscommunication, but Homestead leads 26-25, 5:08 to go in the third quarter. This Homestead team, actually, not really sure what the situation was. Maybe it's Carmel ball, actually?
Yeah. Yeah, it appears to be Carmel ball.
Called it Homestead ball, number 30, and it's actually Carmel ball, number 30. Supposed to inbound, so Carmel has it. Now Homestead, three-pointer, right corner, it's good. And Clark finally knocks down a three-pointer. She has 15 points to lead all scores, as Carmel takes a 28-26 lead over Homestead. Graber has it on the right side for the Spartans, can't find anyone. Kingsley top of the key, over to Sullivan on the left side. Back to Parker, top of the arc. Graber faked a three, drives in. Can't find anything. Stolen away by Carmel. And it's Edwards who has it. Passes over to Clark, a wide open three-pointer. Can't knock down a second straight one. Patterson, the defensive rebound for the Spartans. And loses it, but no travel called, and Carmel fans are upset about that one. Sullivan on the other end. And a foul is called on Carmel, but it's the Greyhounds who lead 28-26, 4:26 to go in the third quarter. Carmel fans really not happy about that call. It looked like Patterson may have double dribbled or traveled on that one. But Homestead ball underneath their own basket. Parker to inbound, gets it into Graber. Right corner, passes back out to Sullivan beyond the arc. Sullivan, just pass over to Parker, a three-pointer that's in and out. Rebound foul for Kingsley, recovers it in the corner, can't find a teammate. Timeout called. Kingsley was trapped in the corner, but the Spartans, they still trail by 2 points, 28-26, 4:13 to go in the third quarter. And this is a huge matchup between two of the top teams in the state. Like I said, Homestead ranked second in Class 4A. Carmel ranked 12th in 4A. Teams will be in the same regional. If they both win their sectional, may have a chance to meet up in the postseason. But Carmel, I got to say I'm impressed in this one after everything that they went through last season, 14-11. They went, like you said, through two head coaches. That's always tough for a program. Coach Rod Parker for the Spartans, this is his 19th season. 6 sectional champions. Meanwhile, Aaron Trimpe, this is her first year at Carmel as the head coach. So a couple different situations going on between these programs, but Carmel is the one who has a 2-point lead, 28-26, 4:13 to go in the third quarter. Spartan ball. Kingsley inbounds it to Sullivan. At the Spartan logo. Dribbles, takes it to the left side, over to Graber at the top of the key. Down low to Patterson, underneath the basket, loses it. Foul called on Pennington. It's actually her third personal foul, so Riley Pennington, the 5'10" junior, has to check out for the Greyhounds. She only had 2 points so far in this one. And it'll be Homestead ball under their own basket. Patterson has it over to Kingsley. He's not scored yet in this one. Parker takes a three-pointer. Bullseye! Riley Parker gives the Spartans the lead once again. 29-28, 3:49 to go in the third quarter. Greyhounds on offense looking to respond. It's been a back-and-forth game pretty much the entire way. Dangerous pass by Carmel and a turnover, so the Spartans will get the ball. They lead by a single point, 29-28, 3:39 to go in the third quarter. Kinsley inbounds it to Grace Sullivan. So Riley Parker putting on a show from beyond the arc. I believe 12 points now in this one. Sullivan in the right corner for the Spartans, takes it back out. Now drives back inside, puts up a wild shot, draws the foul, but the shot is no good. She'll go to the line for a couple of free throws. Sullivan, 4-12 from the line last season. Not the greatest free throw shooter, but only 12 attempts. Didn't get much time at the line. Actually, that was Kiara Gill's third personal foul. Sullivan knocks down the first one to give the Spartans a 2-point lead. And if Homestead, well, this is obviously a big game for both teams, but Homestead ranks second in the state. Free throw no good. Rebound goes to Clark for the Greyhounds. They trail by 2, 3:20 to go in the third quarter. Clark drives in. And it looks like a foul called on the Homes. That was Sydney Graber with a personal foul. That was her first of the game, so Carmel will keep the ball under their own basket. They trail by 2, 30-28, 3:19 to go in the third quarter. Pennington, who has it, gives it to Clark, guarded by Kinsley. Gets a screen from her teammate beyond the arc. You know she wants to take a three, but drives inside instead, puts up a wild one-handed shot. Rebound knocked around. Kinsley recovers it for the Spartans, gives it over to Sullivan. Homestead has the ball. Now they lead by 2 over Carmel. Sullivan, Graber, left corner, drives baseline. Shot rejected. Ball on the ground, recovered by Carmel. As Carmel secures the possession, they trail 30-28, 2:47 to go in the third quarter. Homestead looking for a defensive stop. Carmel passing it around on the outside. It's Edwards who has it. Bounce pass over to Clark. Now's the three. She drains it. Kate Clark putting on a show for Carmel. She has 18 points in this one, and the team's 31. Homestead trails by a point, 31-30. 2:24 to go in the third quarter. Patterson under the basket. Shot no good. Gets her own offensive rebound. Shot is missed. So Carmel, the defensive rebound, looking to push it. Wide open layup is scored. The Homestead defense just collapsed on that play. Kiara Gill scores for the Greyhounds. It's now 33-30. Looks like a little scoreboard issue. But Carmel, I guess they lead by 3 now. 1:59 to go in the third quarter. Parker, 3 to tie it. No good. Off the mark. Rebound to Graber. She scores underneath the basket, and Sydney Graber makes it a 1-point game. 33-32. Carmel leads. 1:47 to go in the third quarter. Edwards has it for the Greyhounds over. Right corner, 3 ball by Dunn. Off the mark. Rebound goes to the Spartans. That is Sullivan with a defensive board. Looks to push it for the Spartans. Parker thought about the 3. Bounce pass to Kinsley underneath the basket. She's rejected. Out to Parker. Dangerous pass, and it goes out of bounds. A turnover on the Spartans as Molly Sock checks back in. And it looks like Patterson will check out for the Spartans as Homestead, they trail 33-32. 1:27 to go in the third quarter.
And that was a great defensive effort by Bridget Dunn. She appeared to get the tip on the ball and the block on the shot.
Scoreboard issue. Again, the Spartans still lead trail 33-32. 1:24 to go in the third quarter. And for Carmel, it's been pretty much all Kate Clark. 18 points of the team's 33. Both these teams' season ended to number 1 Hamilton Southeastern last year. Also ranked number 1 this year. The only team Homestead trails in the Class 4A poll. Homestead and Carmel have not played a game to this point. Season opener for both teams. This one's at Homestead High School. I'm Matt Sofrank alongside Braden Carroll, and it's been an exciting one after a JV game went to overtime, delayed the start of the varsity, and this one's been back and forth pretty much the entire way, but Homestead, they trail by a point to Carmel, 33-32, 1:24 to go in the third, and it looks like Parker will shoot some free throws, maybe a technical foul called, I'm not really sure, but Parker knocks down the free throw to tie up the game, 33-33, 1:24 to go in the third quarter. Parker, another free throw. She's the only one at the line, so no one back, but Parker knocks down both. Amber Austin set the check back in for the Spartans as Kinsley checks out for Homestead. It's now 34-33. Homestead leads 1:24 to go in the third quarter. Homestead ball. Austin set to inbound to Sullivan. Sullivan takes up the court for the Spartans. Over to Stock on the left side, a freshman. Back to Austin, over to Sullivan on the right side now. Parker thought about the three, over to Stock now. Back to Sullivan, top of the key. Can't find a teammate, picks up a dribble, finds Parker eventually. Homestead leads by a point. 1 minute to go in this third quarter. It's been a very exciting game, and it's stolen away by Carmel. That was Gill. Wide open layup, she missed it. She had a wide open layup, and she missed it. Molly Stock with a defensive rebound for the Spartans, so a blown opportunity there for the Carmel Greyhounds. Homestead, they still lead by a point, 34-33, 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Graber over to Sullivan on the right side. Oh, dangerous pass and stolen away by Edwards for Carmel. Bounce pass underneath the basket, and Kay Clark scores once again. She now has 20 points in this one. She's carrying this Carmel team single-handedly, has 20 of the team's 35 points. Carmel retakes the lead, 35-34, 23 seconds to go in the third quarter. Spartan ball. Sullivan puts up a shot. Foul was called before, so I believe just a common foul, no shot. It was a blocking foul. That was on Brooklyn Edwards, her second foul.
Yeah, and that's 4 Carmel players who are now above 2 fouls. And you start hoping that your team doesn't, make these fouls a habit.
Bridget Dunn checks back in for Carmel, was the team's leading scorer coming into this one. Sullivan inbounds to Parker. 15 seconds to go. You got to think they're going to hold for the last shot. Graber actually takes a three. That's no good. Ball knocked around. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Carmel ball. So Carmel with a chance to extend their 1-point lead. Actually, looks like we have a sub. Kate Clark checks back in for Carmel. She has 20 points in this one. The most of any score. And it looks like Riley Parker has 14 points for the Spartans to lead all Homestead players. And Kinsley said to check in for the Homestead once again. They trail by a point. 9.5 seconds to go in the third quarter. So it looks like Parker will go to the bench. Final 9.5 seconds of the third quarter. Edwards set to inbound for the Greyhounds. Carmel has possession. Going to take the final shot of this third quarter. Maybe a chance to extend their lead. Clark has it. Drives inside. Kicks it back out. Three-pointer on the way. It's good! At the buzzer, and Carmel makes it a 4-point lead over Homestead heading into the fourth quarter. Carmel leads 38-34. As we are set for the fourth quarter of action. It's been quite an exciting game. I got to say, I'm a little bit shocked. Carmel, I know they lost quite a bit of talent from a season ago. Their top 2 leading scorers, I believe, and 3 of their top 5 leading scorers. But so far, Kate Clark has put on a show for the Greyhounds, scoring 20 points at 12 in the first half. And what a game this has been.
Oh, yeah, Kate Clark has definitely been in control of this game. She's nearing her season high from last year that she had against Indianapolis Cathedral. She's had a lot of missed perimeter shots, but she's balanced that with a lot of made perimeter shots.
Yeah, so far for Homestead, I don't believe anyone off the bench has scored a point, or Amber Austin. So if I'm correct, I believe only 4 players have scored points for this Homestead team. And down by 4 heading into the fourth quarter. This is a huge final 8 minutes of action for both teams. Carmel looking for a statement win. The ranked number 12 thought they definitely could have been ranked a little bit higher. And when the rankings come out next week, I think either way, if they hold on to win or if they do end up losing, they should jump in the polls based on how close they're playing the number 2 ranked team in the state, the Homestead Lady Spartans. Homestead 25-4 last season. All 4 losses coming to teams outside the Fort Wayne area. Actually, they beat Carmel in the season opener last season by 21 points. This year, much different story as Carmel leads by 4 as we start the fourth quarter. 7:50 to go in the final quarter regulation. Carmel leads 38-34. Homestead ball. Sullivan has it. Ball deflected, stolen by Edwards. Actually, Dunn now has it. Back to Edwards. Carmel has possession. Back to Clark, who has 20 points in this one. Foul called on the Spartans, and Molly Stock set to check in for Homestead. Only a freshman. That was Grace Sullivan. Foul was her second personal foul. So Amber Austin comes out for the Homestead Spartans. They trail by 4, 38-34, 7:29 to go in the fourth quarter. Carmel ball under their own basket. Carmel inbounds over to Edwards, takes it top of the key, gets a screen for her teammate, back over to Clark on the right corner. Guarded closely by Patterson, does a spin move, passes out to her teammates, deflected away. It'll remain Carmel ball as they lead 38-34 with 7:20 to go in the fourth quarter over Homestead.
That was a very impressive tip by Riley Parker. Most likely stopped the points right there. And again, wow.
Yeah, a lot of deflections in this one from both teams. Homestead being very aggressive, although no one really in too deep of foul trouble. Carmel still has possession. They lead by 4, 38-34, 7:18 to go in the fourth quarter. Edwards has it, gives it over to Latch now. Back out to Gill, to Clark. Takes a deep three-pointer, that's no good. She had 20 points, but misses a three. Homestead with the ball. They got the defensive rebound, Sullivan. Beyond the arc, Homestead trails by 4, in need of a big bucket. Sullivan in the lane, scores on the layup to cut it to a 2-point game. Grace Sullivan now with 7 points in this one for the Spartans. 38-36, Carmel leads. 6:46 to go in the fourth quarter. On the other end, shot no good by Carmel. Rebound goes to Graber for the Spartans. Sullivan wants to push it for Homestead. On the other end, thought about the jump shot. To Graber, a three for the lead. In and out, no good. Rebound fought for, and a foul. Looks like it'll be called on the Homestead Spartans as Carmel still leads 38-36. 6:32 in the fourth quarter. That's actually Riley Parker's third personal foul. So, something to watch out. She has 14 points to lead all Spartan scores, although Kate Clark has 20 points for Carmel. You just know she's going to take a three. Actually passes it over to a wide open teammate. Three ball, no good. Rebound goes to Patterson for the Spartans. Sock now has it, a freshman. Bounce pass to Sullivan, a junior. Takes it up the court. Thought about the shot. Parker, right corner, three for the lead. No good. Rebound goes to the Greyhounds, stolen by the Spartans. Graber recovers it underneath her own basket, draws the foul. So Graber with a chance to tie the game up at the line as Carmel leads 38-36 over Homestead. 6:02 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that was great basketball IQ by Graber. She knew she wasn't going to get that shot into the hoop, so she just went underhand and drew the foul.
Graber, she's played pretty well in this one. 9 points already at the line. It's good. I believe she has missed 2 free throws in this one. She was a 72% free throw shooter entire last season, but she knocks down the first one. Got it to a 1-point game. This is a tie of the game. And it's good. Game is tied, 38-38. 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter between two of the best schools in the state. Homestead and Carmel seem to be every athletic sport at the top, and the three-pointer is good by Kate Clark, now with 23 points. Leads all scorers. She's really carrying this Carmel team. Clark only a junior as well. Homestead has the ball. They now trail by 3, 41-38, 5:37 to go in the fourth quarter. Sullivan takes it in the paint, outside now, finds Patterson, puts up a shot, draws the foul, it appears. And Patterson, not her best game, only 6 points in this one, but 13 points per game average last season. Led the team in that category in rebounds and blocks and turnovers, but Patterson will go to the line with a chance to make it a 1-point game. Homestead, they trail by 3, 5:31 to go in the fourth quarter. Patterson knocks down that free throw, that's huge. Now 41-39, 5:31 to go in the fourth quarter. Sullivan, Parker, Patterson, Stock, and Graber out there on the court for the Spartans now. And Patterson knocks down both. Huge free throws by Patterson. Cut it to a 1-point game. 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Carmel has the ball. Clark has the ball in her hands with 23 points to lead all scorers. Guarded closely by Graber. Gets a screen, now Patterson on her. Bit of a mismatch. Passes it over to her teammate. Deflected by Graber, but recovered by Carmel. As Latch still has it. Poked away by Graber once again and still recovered. 3-ball by Clark. That's no good. As Graber recovers it for the Spartans. Passes over to Sullivan. Homestead with the ball. Chance to take the lead in this one. 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Carmel leads 41-40. Been an exciting game in this one. Sullivan picks up a dribble, finds Graber. Graber over to Parker on the right side. Parker back to Sullivan. Calls out a play at the Spartan logo. Stock with it, a freshman, getting some significant playing time in this one. Patterson, spin move in the paint, jump shot, banks it in. Homestead takes the 42-41 lead over Carmel. 4.5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. This has been quite the exciting game. Carmel with the ball now. It's Latch. Over to Clark, who has 23 points in this one. Guarded closely by Graber. Crossover, loses the ball, but a foul is drawn by Carmel, so Homestead commits the foul. And it looks like that's on Sydney Graber. Only her second personal foul, though.
Yeah, Homestead has been able to stay out of foul trouble fairly well. Riley Parker is the only one above 3 fouls, and only 5 players have fouls, so very impressive right there.
Graber and Sullivan, each with 2 fouls on the court now. Carmel inbounds. They trail by a point. 4:16 to go in the fourth quarter. And Dunn has the top of the key, guarded by Patterson. Looks like a turnover on Carmel. 3-second violation, I believe. Don't see that a lot. But Homestead will get the ball. 42-41, 4:13 to go in the fourth quarter. And why not hold the ball for the last 4 minutes? We've seen another team I'm not going to name do that. But you never know. A 1-point lead, that's all it takes to win. Sullivan over to Graber. Ball knocked away, and it's stolen by the Greyhounds. Turnover on the Spartans. Edwards has it. Timeout called by Carmel. And Homestead, they've been able to respond well to Carmel. Seems like Kate Clark really putting on a show in this one. 23 points for the Greyhounds to the team's 41. Homestead, they lead by a point, 42-41, 3:57 to go in the fourth quarter. And this is going to be a huge final 4 minutes to determine the polls next week and just bragging rights between these two schools.
Yeah, this is going to be huge crunch time. Right now, Kate Clark, she has officially matched her season high from last year, and it's only the first game, so she might have an amazing season ahead of her. It's just been a great game to watch.
Yeah, it's been quite a game, and obviously Homestead going to be hosting Carmel this Friday in a boys regional championship. And a quick shout out, Jake Archbold had an incredible game last night for the Spartan football team, led them to the sectional win. 4 interceptions on the defensive end, a passing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a rushing touchdown. So Homestead Carmel playing on girls basketball right now, but these two teams, these two schools, they'll be playing again on Friday at Dave Walters Memorial Stadium, where Homestead hosts Carmel, the Spartans' only undefeated team left in Class 6A. That is football. But now back to this game. Homestead leads 42-41 over Carmel. 3:57 to go in the fourth quarter. And it will be Carmel ball, coming off a timeout called by head coach Aaron Trippy in her first season as a head coach of Carmel. Spartan coach Rod Parker in his 19th season. So a bit of a difference in coaching experience. Carmel inbounds it. Clark has the ball in her hands. 23 points to her name. Drives inside the paint. Puts up a shot. No good. Ball deflected by Pennington. Carmel, and it'll be Homestead ball as Latch checks in for Edwards for Carmel. Homestead will have the ball. Up 42-41, 3:51 to go in the fourth quarter. Sullivan takes it up the court for the Spartans. She's handled the ball pretty much every single time Homestead has had it. Graber has it. Tries to find Patterson down low and does. Patterson puts up a shot. Can't score. Offensive rebound. Ball knocked out of bounds. Stays Homestead ball. They lead by a point. 42-41, 3:36 to go in the fourth quarter.
And it looked as if Patterson was looking for a reach-in foul on that. She didn't get it, but they retained possession.
Sullivan inbound for the Spartans. Bounce pass to Graber underneath the basket. Puts up a shot, and it's good. Homestead with a 3-point lead now. 44-41, 3:29 to go in the fourth quarter. Clark has the ball in her hands once again. Takes the 3. And no good. Rebound goes to the Spartans, looking to push the pace. Sullivan now has it. Homestead leads by 3. 44-41, 3:13 to go in the fourth quarter. Parker on the left side. Bounce pass to Sullivan in the left corner. Gets a screen from Graber. Drives inside the paint. Puts up a shot. No good. Rebound goes to Graber, and she is fouled. So Sydney Graber, it looks like, I'm not sure if they called a shooting foul. It looks like, yes, it was a shooting foul. So Graber will go to the line. Actually, they were in the bonus either way, so it didn't really matter. But Graber at the line for the Spartans. They lead by 3. Carmel has led pretty much this entire second half, but Homestead able to take the lead a few minutes ago. And first free throw by Graber spins out. Kinsley back on the game. Now for the Spartans, Stock takes a seat on the bench. So Homestead, their starting 5 minus Amber Austin. Kinsley the other player, but it's 44-41, the Spartans lead. 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Graber misses both for the Spartans. Ball fought for on the ground, and it looks like a jump ball, and it looks like possession goes to Carmel. So the Greyhounds, chance to tie it up. Wouldn't be surprised to see Kate Clark take a three here. She's thrown up quite a few of them, but knocked down quite a few of them. Leads all scorers with 23 points in this one. Parker has 14 for the Spartans, and Graber has 13. Carmel ball. Edwards has it. Passes over to Dunn. Guarded closely by Patterson. Gets a screen from Clark. Dunn puts up a shot, and it's good as the Greyhounds cut it to a 1-point Homestead lead. The Spartans leading this one 44-43. 2:38 to go in the fourth quarter. Graber has it. Left side. Finds Patterson top of the key. Over to Parker on the right side. Homestead, they could really slow it down here, but only a 1-point lead. Nothing is safe. Sullivan on the left side. Drives it out inside the yard. Thought about the jump shot. Parker over to Kinsley. Back to Parker. Sullivan calls out a play. Homestead, there's no shot clock in Indiana. They can take as much time as they need. Kinsley over to Sullivan. Bounce pass to Patterson. Underneath the basket. Shot. It's good. Homestead. 3-point lead now, 46-43. 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Can the Spartans hang on and win over Carmel, the 12th ranked team in the state? Homestead, ranked number 2 themselves. Carmel ball. Nearly a travel by Carmel. It just wasn't called. Greyhounds have the ball. Clark with the ball once again has 23 points. Puts up a shot, draws the foul. Looks like it'll be on Kinsley. So Homestead leads 46-43, 1:39 to go in the fourth quarter. And we saw the JV game before this go to overtime. It's looking like there's a decent chance this one may be heading to overtime as well, but Homestead still with a 3-point lead. Kate Clark at the line, shot only 65% at the line last season, but knocks down the first one there to cut it to a 2-point game. Homestead still leads 46-44, 1:39 to go in the fourth quarter. And Kiara Gill checks in as Brooklyn Edwards checks out for the Carmel Lady Greyhounds. Second free throw on the way for Clark. Spartans lead by 2. Clark's free throw no good. And looks like Carmel gets the offensive rebound. Clark, a three-pointer to take the lead, and she knocks it down. Timeout Spartans. Actually, foot was on the line. That's a huge call. Wasn't a three. I thought it was a timeout. That's a good call by the referee. Couldn't quite see from my angle, but it's now 46-46. 1:30 to go in the fourth quarter. What a game between two of the best teams in the state. Sullivan has it being guarded really closely by Gill. Sullivan drives inside, passes to Kinsley. Kinsley drives inside, and foul is drawn. So Carmel commits the foul. Homestead. Carmel tied 46-46, a minute 19 to go in the fourth quarter. 1-1 for Kinsley. Probably feeling a lot of pressure right now. Has not played a varsity minute last season at all. Only a sophomore. Looked very good on the JV team. This is their first chance at points, so 1-1. Tied 46-46. First free throw, no good. Kinsley misses the front end of a 1-1. Carmel with the ball. 1:15 to go. 46-46 tied in the fourth quarter. And Carmel has the possession. Passes over to Clark. Has a ton of points in this one. 26. Shot for Carmel underneath the basket, no good. Patterson with it. Crosses court for the Spartans. Slows it back out now. Homestead, why not hold for the final shot? Worst case scenario, goes to overtime. You got a minute, 50 seconds. No shot clock, so I think at Homestead you probably just hold for the final shot. I don't really see a point of going for anything. That looks like that's what they're going to do. 39 seconds to go, clock ticking. This game is tied, 46-46. A shot can win it for the Spartans. Looks like they're just going to wait, hold the ball, which is smart. Foul called on Carmel. The Carmel fans upset about that one, but clearly a foul. I'm not really sure what they're complaining about. Just a little bit too close to defense. And if you are Carmel, this is probably the person you want to put at the line, even though Patterson knocked down a few free throws earlier. Only 58% last season. So actually, that was a huge foul by Carmel.
Patterson has been able to show up late in the game today, so maybe she'll be able to knock down both of these.
Well, that didn't happen. misses it, and it goes. Fought for. Homestead has the timeout called as a jump ball. Parker not able to get the timeout called. Homestead will have the ball. A chance for the final shot once again. 24.7 seconds to go, and a timeout is called by Homestead. So 46-46, tied between Homestead and Carmel. 24.7 seconds left in this one, and it'll be Homestead ball, looking probably for another final shot.
The crunch time action today has just been insane. Patterson has shown up. Kate Clark has shown up. This is going to be a fun final 24.7 seconds.
Yeah, and if you are Carmel, I wonder if you think about maybe fouling Patterson again. And she made some free throws earlier in this one, but like I said, only 58% last season. If you are Carmel, you may just want to try to foul, and I think Homestead, they're not in the double bonus, doesn't appear yet. So, I mean, you never know. If you're Homestead, obviously hold for the final shot. Don't even attempt a shot until about 5 seconds left. Make sure Carmel, even with a prayer, can't throw up a shot. But I wouldn't be surprised if Carmel tries to commit a foul here, maybe on Patterson, or be a little bit aggressive. Inbound to Sullivan. 23 seconds to go. 46-46 between Homestead and Carmel. Graber has it. 18 seconds to go. Homestead has the ball. It's tied. Down to 13 seconds to go in regulation. Parker over to Sullivan. 10 seconds to go. Guarded closely. Foul called on Carmel. And Sullivan will be going to the line for the Spartans. 7.2 seconds remaining. What a game. So Sullivan shooting 2 now. Homestead in the double bonus. And Grace Sullivan, like I said, 4-12 last season at the line. These are huge free throws. First one, good. What a huge shot by Grace Sullivan. 47-46, Homestead leads. 7.2 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. This has been a thrilling game, back and forth the entire way. Sullivan's second free throw, no good. Any basket can win it for Carmel. Timeout called by the Greyhounds. So Carmel, you have 6 seconds. Don't need a 3. 3 is fine though, but anything, any basket will give you the lead and probably the win in this situation. 6 seconds remaining. What do you think the Carmel's coach is drawing up right now?
Well, I'd hope that they were not going to the perimeter, because so far perimeter shots have been 50-50, and in this situation you want the most possible chance of getting points as possible. And, you know, the way that this Carmel team has been shooting, I don't think that they should take a shot outside of the paint, because the paint has really been working as long as they can maybe keep Patterson out of there, because she's been able to cause mayhem in there on defense. They might be able to get a shot in the paint, though. That's what I'd go for.
Yeah, I'd probably go for the same thing. I mean, if you are Carmel, go to the paint, you're probably going to be able to draw a foul, you would think, being down. So once again, Homestead leads 47-46. 6 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, and Carmel has possession. So any basketball winner for the Greyhounds. Homestead in need of one defensive stop. All it takes, you don't want to commit a foul here if you're the Spartans. One defensive stop, and you've beaten a very good team, a very improved Carmel team from last year. When these teams met, Homestead won by 21 this year. Carmel really pushing Homestead to the limit. Carmel set to inbound. It will be Latch. Inbound, 6 seconds to go. Carmel ball. Spartans need a stop. And Clark has it. 3, 2, Clark puts up a shot. It's rejected. Shot is up. Foul. Foul. Carmel's fans going crazy. Foul is called at the last possible second. Basket no good, but a lot of pressure here. Riley Pennington went 77% last season. She knocks down both. This is it. So if you're Homestead, maybe Coach Parker. I don't know if icing a free throw shooter is the same thing in football, icing a kicker, but you never know.
What a perfect ending to this game. Of course this game would come down to free throws. Is this a technical foul?
Oh, wow. I'm not sure what this is.
This might be a technical foul, folks.
Looks like referee's giving Carmel a good chance. All right, misses the first one. Wow. I'm not sure if she'll get another free throw, like 2 more after this, because it looked like it was a shooting foul. Game's over, actually. Just being told the game's over. She has to make this to send it to overtime. She misses, Homestead wins. Free throw up. No good! The Spartans hang on to win. 47-46. What a win for this Homestead team. They take it by a point over Carmel. What a game. I really wasn't quite too sure what happened in the last situation, but she had to knock down at least one to send it to overtime. And what a game, what a huge win for this Homestead Spartan team. We got to give some credit to Carmel. They really showed up, played well. Kate Clark, over 25 points in this one. She played incredible for the Spartans, but what a game for both teams. And I guess that just shows you got to be able to knock down free throws in clutch situations. That's what it came down to. And Homestead, they pull out the 1-point win.
That was just an incredible game to watch. I mean, that ended about as dramatic as it possibly could have, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. Just an amazing game, went down to the end, went down to past 0 seconds. Just phenomenal.
Yeah, what a crazy ending. You got to feel bad for the free throw shooter for Carmel. You just make one, send it to overtime, make both, you get the win, but Homestead hangs on for a 1-point win, 47-46, and what a game this has been. And Braden, you have some scoring summaries for us, some leading scores for each team?
Well, the leading scorer for Carmel was obviously Kate Clark. She had 26 points. That is above her season high from last year. She was just able to shoot amazingly from the perimeter, at least above 40%, I'd say. It's just been an amazing game from her. Not much going on for the rest of the players on Carmel. And for Homestead, well, we saw a mix between three players. Riley Parker was able to put up a solid amount, 14 points. Sydney Graber, number 32, was able to put up 13, and Jana Patterson was able to put up a nice 12 points. It was very balanced among the starters. The bench didn't really get that many points, but a win is a win for Homestead.
Yeah, so like you said, Riley Parker, 14 points. Sydney Graber, 13 points. Patterson, 12 points. Grace Sullivan played pretty good. Looks like she had 8 points in this one. Like you said, yeah, I mean, Homestead, they pull out the win, but depth is going to be a concern. No one really scored at all off the bench, just the main three. I don't think Amber Austin scored either. There's only 4 players scored in this one for Homestead, and just what a crazy game. The Spartans opened up with a 6-0 lead in the first quarter, and we thought, Homestead, they were dominating, forcing a lot of turnovers, and Carmel responded with a 7-0 run of their own, and it was pretty much back and forth the entire game. And what it came down to, Grace Sullivan hit a free throw with about 6 seconds remaining to give the Spartans a 1-point lead, a 47-46 lead. On the other end, Carmel missed a shot, got the offensive rebound. They were fouled again, and their player missed both free throws. One would have sent it to overtime, and it's quite a game this has been. And I guess we have time for this in the pregame. We weren't able to get some predictions, but I wanted to get some predictions since it's really the first game, or the first day where there's quite a few games. We saw the Wayne Generals, 1-20 last season, pick up a win over Canterbury, 49-24. That one was last night. So I guess for about half a day or so, Wayne is at the top of the SAC. All right, let's get some predictions going on today. First one, we have Carroll at Columbia City. Who you got in that one?
I got Carroll in that one. SAC just is way better than any of those teams up north. I don't think Columbia City has a shot in this one.
Yeah, Columbia City moved up to Class 4A this season after competing in Class 3A last year. Eagles went 14-11 in 2018 to 2019. I expect Olivia Shear to have a big season for Columbia City. She's the leading returning scorer for the Eagles, averaged 10 points per game, shot 41% from 3 and 96% at the free throw line as a junior last season. I expect Columbia City to probably finish third in the NA8 this season, only behind Norwell and Belmont. And for Carroll, the Chargers won a very weak sectional last season before being destroyed by number 1 HSC Hamilton Southeastern in regionals. Chargers went 14-11 and were the only team aside from Homestead to beat Southside in the SAC last year. I expect now junior Emily Parrish to have a big season for Carroll as she averaged nearly 13 points per game last season. But I agree with you, my pick is going to be Carroll. Another game, and actually outside the huddles game of the week, Central Noble at Bishop Lewis. Who do you have in that one?
I have Lewis in that one. Lewis had an amazing season last year, and I think that's going to continue this season. Central Noble is a great team too, but I think Lewis at home will be able to pull one out.
And just for those who don't know Homestead, they did pull out the win, the 47-46 win over Carmel. It was an exciting game, and just to update you on that score, get back to some more of the other scores. So, yeah, Central Noble at Bishop Luers. Central Noble currently ranked number 19 in the state. Cougars are probably the second best team in the area behind Homestead last season. Central Noble made it all the way to semi-state with a 27-0 record, but lost to Oak Hill. The Cougars lose their top 2 players to graduation, but return Bridget Gray and Lydia Andrews, who are both juniors this season. And for Bishop Luers, they went 13-8 last season and lost to Marion in the first game of sectionals. A very good Marion team. The Knights returned quite a few good players from last year's team. I expect Luers to contend for a top 5 finish in the SAC this season, but I'm actually going with Central Noble on the road and kind of a bit of a one that could be a little bit blowout. Snyder at Noblesville, who do you got in that one?
I got Noblesville in that one. I got a little bit of indie bias. Those indie schools, to me, they're one of the best in athletics in the Midwest, so I got Noblesville in that one.
Yeah, Snyder, they lose Delisha Davis to graduation, one of the best scorers in the SAC last season. Without her, Snyder probably would not have won a game. She was incredibly well at scoring the ball, and probably the highlight of the season for the 2018-2019 for Snyder has to be the huge upset win over Belmont, a top 3 team in Class 3A at the time. Snyder, they lost to Carroll in the first round of sectionals last season and finished with an 8-12 record. Noblesville, this is a Miller team that will play Homestead 2 weeks from today, November 23rd. The Millers are coming off a 62-39 loss to Lawrence North on Thursday as the Wildcats made it to the state championship last year before losing to number 1 ranked HSC. I think Noblesville is a better team overall in this one, and Snyder, they will be tested, but I'm going to go with Noblesville. Another game, Indianapolis Cathedral at Southside. Who you have in that one?
Yeah, this one, I mean, even though I know Southside's the better team, but I got Cathedral in an upset. I always like to pick at least one upset. I'm that kind of guy. So I think Indy Cathedral's going to be my upset game this season. No, this week.
Yeah, I think that would be a good upset game. Cathedral coming off a 67-32 win over Covenant Christian this past Tuesday. Unfortunately for the Fighting Irish of Cathedral, they're in a sectional with 3 of the best teams in the state in Warren Central, North Central, and Lawrence North. So pretty much once you get to the postseason, Cathedral not going to be able to do anything to so much talent and so many talented teams in their sectional. And for Southside, the Archers coming off a very successful team in 2018-2019, going 16-8 with 3 losses coming to Homestead. 3 of the 8 losses coming at the hands of the Lady Spartans last season. And Southside returns pretty much everyone from last season except J.C. Jones and Olivia Smith to carry the Archers in the backcourt this season. Homestead's biggest challenger in the SAC will be the Southside team, who has a lot of experience. And I think Southside wins big over Cathedral today. In our second to last game, Leo at Northrop. Who do you have in that one?
I have Northrop in that one. I don't think Leo's going to be able to put up a challenge. Northrop's just a way better team on paper and on the court, so that's an easy one for me.
Yeah, the Lions of Leo coming off a 54-37 loss to Heritage on Thursday. Leo went 7-16 last year and were towards the bottom of the half of the NE8. The Bruins of Northrop went 13-10 last season before losing to Carroll in the sectional championship. Northrop only loses their leading scorer from a year ago, but returned pretty much everyone else. And I expect Northrop to contend for the 3rd best team in the SAC this season. At this point in the season, Northrop probably the favorite to win their sectional, which includes Carroll and Snyder. But I'm going to take Northrop over Leo in our final game. New Haven and Concordia. Who you have?
I got Concordia in that one. This is just another situation where New Haven, I don't think they can contend with Concordia at all.
I completely agree with you. This one should be over in the first quarter. New Haven, they went 3-20. 3 wins, 20 losses last season. Did not win a single NE8 conference game. There's probably not too many expectations at New Haven this year. And Concordia, coming off a pretty good season, they went 17-7 overall, but got upset in sectionals by Angola. And with Carissa Garcia and Nautica Rogers gone to graduation, expect to see many others step up for Concordia. I don't think this will be too tough of a matchup for Concordia against New Haven. I think the Cadets win big in this one. And once again, our game, very exciting game. Homestead wins 47-46 over Carmel. Homestead ranked number 2 in the state. Carmel number 12 in the state. And Braden, if you had to choose, who would you say is your player of the game? Could be either winning team or losing team.
Well, my player of the game, it would have been Kate Clark if she hadn't shot a little below average from the perimeter. So it's going to be Riley Parker for me. She was just able to lead this team. She was very aggressive. She has some nice shots on the perimeter, so I'm going to give it to her.
Yeah, Riley Parker with 14, Sydney Graber with 13, and Patterson with 12 as the Spartans open the season with a win. And before we leave, we want to give a quick thanks to some of our sponsors, including Casa Ristorante, Moe's Southwest Grill, Arby's at Coventry's, and Marco's Pizza at Illinois and Scott Road. We also want to give a very special thanks to our board operators and Mr. Andy Dunn back in the studio for their off-site producing, along with on-site producer Mr. Adam Schenkel for taking care of the arena technology. Once again, your final score is Homestead 47, Carmel 46. The Spartans open the season with the win over a much-improved Carmel team from a season ago. And for Braden Carroll, I'm Matt Sofrank. Thank you for listening to another presentation of Homestead basketball on the Point 91 FM. Enjoy what is left of your weekend, and we will see you right back here Thursday as the Homestead girls will take on Northridge. Signing off from Homestead High School, this has been another Homestead High School athletic event presented on the Point 91 FM.